Good evening, Elevation, folks. WDWA and Wrestle Talk Podcast. How y'all doing tonight out there? No need to adjust your stream because I know normally Gavin Jackson's here with me. This guy over there doesn't look much like Gavin Jackson, but unfortunately, Gavin can't make it tonight. He's out taking care of some other business and stuff. So I got my partner from Frontline tonight. He's gonna sit in with me here. So, Dashing Donnie Diablo, how are you doing tonight, brother?
Well, I'm doing all right. It's great to be back again, man. This is what, like 5-6 times. And here's the thing I've noticed too. I realized this on my rapid drive home when I was telling you, like, hey, I may be a couple minutes behind. It seems like whenever Money and Power's on, I gotta be here so they get a fair shake. Just it dawned on me. I was like, yeah, when it was, CEO, you guys beat up kind of bad. After that, Austin, I was here for that one, and I think I was here for one of the JTRs. So good to be here, though. We got quite a bit to talk about. A lot of new stuff to share is what I'm kind of excited about. We got some videos and everything else today.
Yeah, we got all kinds of stuff lined up for you guys tonight, and it's going to be one heck of a show tonight, just as we had one heck of a show this past Saturday night. Real quick, I will make an addendum here from the last show. I did say we'd be back tonight with the fans weigh in. That was my mistake. For some reason, I was thinking there was another weekend between shows or something, and we're still off schedule. So we are not back with that tonight, but we will get it back as soon as we can get things back on schedule. But, we have a great show lined up for you tonight. As Donnie already alluded to, we are going to have Jerry Jeremiah from Money and Power will be on, and we are going to also have Steve Sowers come in, the president of South Berkeley Fire Hall. He'll be here to chat with us. He is actually going to be stepping in the ring here the next show. So it's going to be a good show. And you never know who might show up, who's going to show up in the comments section. It's hard to say. But, we were talking about how good of a show we had on the 7th. So let's jump right into that here real quick and talk about that show, because that show was absolutely off the hook. And you can see here we have our results. Match number 1, we were hitting hard right off the bat. We had the one and only Chulo Montana, our light heavyweight champion, going against, there's the poster I'm looking for. Going against TJ Price. This was one heck of a match. TJ put on a good fight, trying to win that championship, but TJ came up just a little bit short. Chulo Montana hit that frog splash and it was all over. What did you think of this match, Donnie?
I thought it just showed why Chulo Montana is our light champion right now. He came out and he did what he said he was going to do. I take nothing away from TJ Price. Every time he comes up, he's better than he was the previous time. We saw him come up, and face. He was one of the victims of, Jamie Hall at one point. But tremendous kid, got so much talent. But Chulo on this night was that much better. And, Chulo, I don't know if you got it queued up or whatever. Chulo's actually, he was trying to explain to the fans and was booed insanely. Like, he wasn't able to say anything because nobody would shut up long enough for him to make the announcement that we're going to make tonight.
Yeah, and I do have that poster ready. You may have seen it on WDWA's Facebook page. So let me throw it up here real quick. What Chulo was trying to tell people is he is looking for a ring valet. He's looking for somebody to come to the ring with him, take his robe off of him, you know, and he was offering. He asked a lot of different ladies to do it, but none of them seemed to partake, and he couldn't find any that he wanted to bring in either. So, you know, the position is open. If you want to be Chulo's ring valet, I guess go to the WDWA Facebook page and let them know, or I don't
Maybe
know.
contact Chulo directly, send him a slide into the DMs there or something. I
So
don't know. Is Sheila on the chat? Is Sheila interested in this job? I mean, she was sitting next to us, but we had the headphones on, so we couldn't hear her reaction to it. I'm sure. I don't know. I haven't seen her in the comments yet, but Sheila, that advertisement, if you want to take Chulo up, go ahead.
and Matt, I'm not going to show this comment, but I will just say, Matt, that you never know. I guess that could be a possibility. Um, but I guess anybody could apply. I guess it doesn't have to be female. I don't know.
It doesn't really specify, and I guess especially nowadays, I think it would be fine if Gary wanted to apply. More power to Gary. I don't
So
know that Chulo would choose it, but
so the next match, speaking of ladies, we had a singles match between two of our ladies of WDWA. We saw Rebecca Blade versus Scarlet Maiden, and this was another great match. We talked to Scarlet last show, um, and I had asked her, what was it going to take for her to get the victory with these two knowing each other so well, and she said that she didn't show Rebecca everything, and that it was going to take something that was unexpected. And right off the bat, you know, the two shook hands. They showed a great sportsmanship, showed that they were still friends. But then, just as soon as Scarlett turned her back, Rebecca attacked, and it was a great match throughout. Lots of action, lots of back and forth between the two. They did show that they knew each other quite well, because there were several times that there were moves that were blocked or reversed or whatever because they were expecting what the other one was going to do. But in the end, Scarlett came out with the win. So
you're right. Scarlett's our number one contender for a reason. She's got that target painted on Tiffany Grady. She's hungry. She wants the belt. And I'm not saying Rebecca Blade isn't. And we've seen Blade's another one of those that's got the utmost potential. She every time she shows up, again she elevates the card. She's elevated her game from the previous time we've seen her. And you were right. And at first, you alluded to the handshake. Both of them had the same idea during the handshake. It's like, I'm going to attack you. You're going to attack me. They got a laugh out of it. And once Maiden turned around, that was it. Blade took the opportunity. And, just like you said, there were a lot of blocks. Scarlet Maiden went for the finisher a couple times, wasn't able to connect because Rebecca Blade knew it was coming and was able to get out of it. So another great match. Scarlet picks up another victory on her way to face our queen and women's champion Tiffany Grady at some point.
yeah, definitely. And like I say, it was an absolutely great match, and enjoyed watching those two go at it. You know, and then we did see after that, we saw Money and Power
Hmm.
and in action, and that this was a singles match where we saw Jerry Jeremiah versus Y Keys, and uh, we had Austin Kingsley and AK Bain. They were at ringside, and so you might have thought it was going to be a 3-on-1 with that, uh, but you know there was a lot of action that took place, and Y Keys was able to come out victorious on that. But you did also have Steve, who
Hmm.
was he was ringside. He was there to watch the back of Y Keys, and there was a few times that we saw Bain or Kingsley or both try to interject, and Steve came in and was like, this ain't happening. They did get a few things in, but unfortunately, Steve was able to
Influence the
help.
match.
Yeah, but in the end, Y Keys did get the victory, and then for his efforts, Steve got a beatdown.
He did. That's what he gets for again interjecting and interfering in Money and Power's business. He had no reason to be ringside. I get it. You think Money and Power is going to do something? It's a 3-on-1 situation. He wanted to sort of try to even up the odds somewhat. Do I think Y Keys needed Steve to win that match? Absolutely not. Would Y Keys have won the match without Steve's help? Maybe. Maybe. I mean, we'll never know now. We have no idea because he did interject himself and he suffered the repercussions from that. But there was I mean, long story short, there was a distraction. Jerry Jeremiah took his eyes off the prize, and Keys is incredibly gifted, very smart. He was right there to take advantage of the distraction. And at that point, I don't know that Steve was the distraction. I think it was his own guys trying to get involved at that point to counteract Steve. And he was trying to direct the play, and it just didn't happen. Keys rolled him up, took one out, and I mean, Keys is a smart guy too. He got out of there in a hurry because he didn't want to suffer the beat down that Steve ended up with.
Right. And, as we say, Steve ended up with a beat down there. And then, uh, Y Keys did turn to come back to the ring, but also you heard the music of Big Money Inc. That music hit, they came a running, and they actually broke up the beat down on
Mhm.
Steve. And just as soon as they did, the bell rang once Jerry Jeremiah was out of the ring, and we went directly into the tag team match that saw AK Bain and Austin Kingsley of Money and Power versus Big Money Inc. And this was another match that had a lot of action to it, a lot of back and forth, and seeing those two big men of AK Bain and that mountain of a man, over there with Money and Power, seeing those two going at it several times, that was quite impressive. And I had wondered what that was going to be like, because of the fact that nobody seems to be able to handle those two big men. But in the end, Money and Power did come out with. I'm sorry, not Money and Power. Big Money Inc. did come out with the victory. Um, that was though after uh, AK went for a tag, but Austin mysteriously had to tie his boot and jumped down to tie his boot. And, at that point, it was kind of like a 2-on-1. And AK Bain unfortunately took the pin, and
Mm.
Money and Power took another loss there. And, you know, afterwards, it seemed like uh, AK was not very happy at all. But Austin was trying to explain to him, I was tying my boot. I'm sorry. It just. But
I mean, to clarify, Austin was knocked out of his boots by Ivan Ali. We were talking about the big man on Big Money Inc. Yeah, Ivan Ali knocked him out of his boots almost. He was having to fix his boot. And he addressed it right then. And I don't understand a whole lot of things that come out of AK Bane's mouth, and I don't know that anyone else does either. But I distinctly heard AK Bane say, "I got it. Don't worry about it. I got it." Or something along those lines. But he told Austin, "Don't worry about it. I got this." And obviously he didn't have it. But Austin couldn't do anything about it by the time he noticed. He's like, "All right, my boy says he's got it. He's obviously got it. He's a monster of a man. He's going to take care of, Aubrey right here. And that's going to be the end of it." Looks up, match is over. I mean,
yeah,
mistakes happen, things happen. You called for it. You got to catch the ball. That's just the way it is.
I do have to agree, though, that you can't understand a lot of what AK Bane says. I mean, oopa, what more can you say? But that's what happens. But then, after that, we actually went into a Mid-Atlantic Championship match. This match was one heck of a match. The stakes were high on both sides, in my opinion, because you had Hollow Jamie Hall, who has never been pinned for a 3 count in WDWA, going for that Mid-Atlantic Championship that has been held by Ranch Hand Carlson, and that match was something because these two men fought back and forth. And at one point, it looked like Ranch Hand, he went for several pins. And Jamie just kept kicking out. And Ranch Hand he wasn't sure what he was going to have to do. And of course, this match, it was sponsored by a husband and wife.
Right.
You had the Wright Brothers Towing and Hauling sponsoring Jamie Hall. And then you had the wife, her pet business was sponsoring Ranch Hand Carlson. So, I mean, you even had husband and wife against each other in this one. But you saw Ranch Hand getting kind of frustrated. Like, what am I gonna have to do? How can I keep this man down? And then all at once, Ranch Hand hits him. Ranch Hand is going for the pin. It looks like it could be the 3 when all at once just the match stops.
Right.
Because it was a 15-minute time limit. And we had gone the whole 15 minutes to a draw. And it was a shame that there wasn't longer, because would Jamie have been down for that 3? Who knows? Would Jamie have gotten up and ultimately came back and put Carlson out? Because that was one thing Jamie had promised before the match started. He came over and, he told you and I, Donnie, he said, "I am going to break his back. I'm going to break his spirit, and then I'm going to put him to sleep."
And he could have done that. I do believe he could have done that. I think, the 15 minutes, normally we don't see Carlson have to work that much and that hard. Don't get me wrong. He's a fighting champ. He's a great champ. And he's defended against anybody who comes along. He doesn't care. He's going to defend it against 3, 4, 5 guys. It doesn't matter to him. He says he's walking in with it. He's going to walk out with it. He also said, though, he was going to beat him from butthole to boot sole, and he was clearly punching him in the face. So I wanted to call him a liar right then, but he was a little too close to us. I don't want him coming over and correcting my calling him out. But yeah, Hall still hasn't, like you said, he still hasn't been pinned. Nobody's made him submit. We're going to get a rematch. I know it. This could have been match of the night. Every match was great, but just these guys really went at it. They were calling for Flippy Carlson. Carlson did a flip. He hit some of it. He did hit the elbow, but more of his body hit than what ended up on Jamie Hall. And for it to end that way, and I know even Carlson got up and pleaded right then, hey, let's not let it go home like this. Let's end it. Give me 5 more minutes. 5 minutes is what I need to take care of this. And we can finish the match, and we're going to have a winner and we're going to have a loser. We're not going to send it out as a tie. And Gavin decided that wasn't the case tonight. Security all stormed in, and that was it. So we ended up with a tie, and that's for the longest time. I can't remember the last tie we've had involving the Mid-Atlantic title and that 15-minute time limit coming into play.
Yeah, because I honestly, you and I, neither one really knew what whether they were getting that 5 minutes or not, because they asked for 5 more minutes, and you know Jamie Hall went after Ranch Hand. The two of them were going at it, so we said, "Are they getting their 5 more minutes? Is that what's happening here?" And then all at once, security jumps in and breaks them apart, and then they're going at it again, and then they're broken apart again, and then going at it again. So we weren't sure if they were getting that 5 minutes or not, but then ultimately they did get them out of the ring and get them broken apart. And
But it wasn't just the regular security; they had to call in backup security and all the refs. I guess they would have emptied the locker room if they had to after that, because it was like, all right, well, one set of security guys ain't enough. All of a sudden, another group comes in, and we had to have probably 20, 30 people in there at one point trying to separate these guys, and they still kept getting their hands on each other.
yeah, so I don't know if they were able to keep them apart once they got them in the locker room. I don't know, because the way they were at each other. But ultimately, Jamie Hall, he still has not been pinned for a 1, 2, 3, so technically he's still not been defeated. But still your champion, Ranch Hand Carlson. He walked out with the title. So it definitely was worth the price of admission there.
Oh, for sure.
And
We'll definitely. I firmly believe we're going to see a rematch at some point down the road. Maybe stipulations. Maybe we get rid of the time limit. I don't want to add on. And I'm not looking for a hardcore match. I don't think the fans want that or anything. We don't necessarily need to put them in a cage. Just give them the time. Maybe a no time limit, something like that. I don't even
so,
want no DQ. I want to see a clean match between these guys. And that's what we got, but we didn't get the ending. We need the ending.
yeah, definitely. So then, after that match, we got more singles action. We actually got to see Kia Vendu, who has been there several times. We've seen him in a tag team with Ryo, and so we got to see him in singles action against NWA's Alex Taylor. And th- this is another match that did not disappoint.
No, great match all the way around. And you mentioned KO and Ryo have been traveling all over under as a tag team. This is War. I don't know if they've faced off against. I want to think that they have faced off against some of the Southern Six at some point somewhere else. I may be wrong. Kio's in the chat. I saw him come up earlier, but I want to believe they faced a couple members of the Southern Six before. Alex Taylor, you can catch him on the Roku channel on NWA Power every week. Great talent, and Vandu took the fight to him. Looked amazing, and he always looks great. He always looks great out there. Some of the match we didn't even get to see. It's spilled outside the ring. I did see Juan put up that suplex that Keo had Alex with out on the floor. Again, great match from start to finish. But in the end, Alex Taylor with that cradle shot came out with the win. It was a close one. It really could have went either way. And again, Vandu's just a phenomenal talent, and he's bigger every time I see him. I swear, like the dude lives in the gym.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm sure we are going to see more of Keo, and I'm sure we're probably going to see more of This Is War. So, definitely look forwards to that. Then we went into our main event, our 3 versus 3 tag team match that saw the uncrowned kings, Lady Glory, Al Snook, and Just Jay, versus the Exiles, Zakar Shaw and Clay Jacobs, our tag team champions, with Liberty L. You know, that this was another great main event, and you know, a lot of the back and forth, and in the end, we saw you know Clay picks up Lady Glory, and he's going for a slam on her, and then all at once we see a drop kick from UCK, and Lady Glory lands on top of Clay.
Mm-hmm.
And so Clay ended up down for that 1, 2, 3. I don't think he definitely was not expecting that.
No one was expecting that. I wasn't expecting that. First off, I didn't think Lady Glory was crazy enough to be in the ring with either Zakar or Clay without there being specific spots, like picking the carcass off the side of the road type thing, a vulture type mentality. Like she's going to go for the set spots. These guys are obviously out. They've been hit with something. That wasn't the case at all. She did not care if they were down, they were up, they were still fighting back with her. I'm very impressed with Lady Glory, and how quick she can just wrap around someone. She wrapped around, and got that submission lock on Liberty twice. Liberty, with her power, was able to break free from it. But, Glory's way more dangerous than I gave her credit for. And I thought, obviously, you had some more insight. You were able to see firsthand her debut at the all women show. So, you were coming in with a heads up. I didn't know she was nearly that crazy or nearly as talented as she is. And UCK, in the end of the day, they came in and they wanted to make a name for themselves. They picked the biggest dogs in the yard, and they just keep going after them. And they frustrated them. They target Zakar. They've taken Zakar out, injured him a few times, not for long periods of time, just long enough to get the job done. And UCK's dangerous. They're going to keep coming for the tag champs. They're going to keep getting in their way, whether they're in the match or not. We know that. At some point, it's got to end, though. And who's going to hold the belts after it does? After what we saw UCK pull off, they can beat Zakar and Clay with a monster like Liberty L. I don't know. That's another match we're going to see again in the future. And I would have given it to Clay and Zakar all day long for the longest time. And now I'm just not sure I can. I got to at least give a chance to UCK because they've proven it. They proved it to me. I think they proved it to everybody. Like they're legit. They can do what they say they're going to do.
So, it definitely was a great show, and, hopefully everybody was there, because it's never a good thing to miss any WDWA show. But if you do miss a show, because life happens, we understand things do happen. But if you happen to miss a show, that's okay, because you can get caught up on any of the action that you missed on Frontline every single Thursday night. And I'm going to run a little spot here for Frontline. So that is Frontline every single Thursday night, 8 p.m. You can catch it on YouTube. Wild Patriot 22. You know, Juan does one heck of a job with Frontline, and you can catch up on all the action right there. And you'll hear Donnie and myself and Steve Netz. You'll hear us on the call there. So if you ever miss a show, that's the way you can get all caught up on it. So make sure you check out Frontline. And even if you were there, Juan catches so much stuff that happens in the back that we don't even see, Donnie.
Yeah.
There from time to time there's a fight that breaks out in the back, or different interviews and stuff that we don't get to see, and so you gotta watch Frontline.
You do interviews, promos. So much happens that behind the scenes that even sometimes we don't see. Even if we're back there, we could be in a different area and we still don't see it. And then I'm watching Frontline and I was like, when did that happen? Like I was in the back, or I was there and I didn't see that. Things happen all over the building.
Yeah, exactly. And Andrew Turner says he's missed us the last couple shows. So Andrew, make sure you're watching Frontline. That way you get caught up on all that action that you missed, because that's the place that you're going to get caught up, is Frontline on YouTube.
Yep, and I hope you're feeling better, Andrew. Hopefully you're feeling better. I think so. I think I've seen you post some pictures from some Comic-Cons and stuff like that, or comic book conventions. So I guess you're feeling better.
Yeah. So our thoughts are going out with you. And, the Tuesday nights that we are not here for Frontline, make sure you're tuning in to Wrestle Talk Podcast. You'll see myself. We have Gabriel Arsin. You see Nightmare Joe Lance. You'll see Luke Skywalker Roberts. You see my man Ace, out there from Doomed Outfitters. He's on there, and from time to time may have Susie, may have the Night Owl. You never know who's going to show up. And our next show, next Tuesday night, Susie Haas actually took the initiative to approach Alex Taylor at WDWA's last show and say, hey,
Yes.
how about you come on Wrestle Talk Podcast for us? So Alex Taylor has agreed, and he's supposed to be there Tuesday night. So don't miss the interview with Alex Taylor from NWA. Can't wait to sit down and talk with him. I know it should be myself and Gabe, and not sure who else would want to join, but we'll definitely be looking forward to that interview.
So this should be a great interview, especially mentioning his involvement, with the group, the Southern Six, and with the Mortons, and Rock and Roll Express and everything. He's tons of stories, tons of travel, a lot of cool things I can see coming out of that show. So I'm definitely going to want to be watching that.
So here's a little teaser here for the Wrestle Talk podcast.
And I mean, seriously, giving a shout out to Wrestle Talk Podcasts. Like, how many shows is it? It's 500-600 shows now, and just the lineup that's been on that show.
We're over 500, so can't remember the exact number right off. I bet you Susie in the comments, she can throw it out.
We'll have it up in a minute, I'm sure. But just the people that have been on that show and some of the stories on there, and I've followed Wrestle Talk Podcast from way back. we used to call in, with Covey Pro, and we would have some things, back when it was Joe, even pre Renee, and then when Renee came on. It's been a long time that I've been familiar with the show, and I always enjoyed every form of it, and all the guests that have been on. So it's great show. Highly recommend checking it out if you haven't. If you haven't by now, I have no idea where you've been hiding for the last
Well, just you have it.
decade or more.
534. I knew she'd pop it up there.
I did too, because we did this another time
So
when it was around 500, and she popped up the exact number.
speaking of guests, we do have Jerry in the back. He's ready to go. He's been waiting patiently, but let's let's get a little caught up here for those who may have missed things and everything. You know, the next show we are going to be having a tag team match between Money and Power with CEO. Whoops, wrong one. With
That's
CEO.
part of it.
There it is. And Steve Sowers as his tag team partner. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are going, how did Steve Sowers get into this?
He inserted himself into this.
Because, well, not totally. He didn't insert himself, but it has been a process that Steve got into this. So let's go back to the very beginning, to where this challenge was made.
Yeah. Definitely.
Wrong one.
Yeah.
JTR, Money and Power, all here with you in your clouds. And I can't move forward with my career until I deal with you. He can't face me one-on-one, and he won't, because he can't do anything on his own or by himself. Chicken! So I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm listening. How about tag match? You, partner of your choice, being a partner of mine. Settle our differences once and for all. If you win, I will never step foot in a WDWA ring ever again.
Me and a member of Money and Power against you and some moron that's dumb enough to be your tag team partner. And when I beat you, right here, you're gone.
All you have to do is show up your partner and not cheat. No goons, no cronies, a fair fight. Even a partner with me and my choosing. But if you cheat, my words will come true and you will never step foot in this ring again. President of the South Burnley Fire Hall. All right, son. I'll do your part.
So that is how we have gotten to this. And, it has been one heck of a ride getting there. JTR says it's going to be a retirement party for two old geezers.
I
And
like
it's
what
going
he
to be
said.
CE over.
There you
Finally.
go, CE over. That's a new T-shirt right there, CE over. And that's something that CEO can do to make money when JTR beats him and puts him out of the biz. CE over. There you go.
With getting all caught up here to this point, let's go ahead and bring in our guest tonight, the one and only, representing Money and Power, Jerry Jeremiah.
All right now, Hardcore Haas, Dash and Donnie, how y'all doing this evening? Thanks for having me.
Doing great.
Yeah, thanks for being here, Jerry, because, we just we want to get your take on things because I've heard so many people saying that you are the weak link of Money and Power. What do you have to say to those people who think that you are the weak link?
Well, I mean, we are in Berkeley, they're West Virginia. You already know they aren't that smart. But let me tell you right now, weakest link, but for some reason, I'm always on the tip of their tongue. I mean, when are these folks going to just realize that they actually love me? That's all it comes down to. You know, I'm always the talk of the town whenever I show up in that place, whether they love to boo me, cheer me, laugh at me, or whatever. Call me a weak link. I'm always on the top of your mind. And that's what I'm there for. I'm there to entertain and cash checks, baby.
All right.
You may not be winning any hearts, but you've certainly won their minds over. And
I win some hearts too.
I was going to say that too. I was like,
interrupt you,
not saying you hadn't won any hearts, because there obviously is a mixed reaction when you're out there. But I really think the fans haven't seen just what Jerry Jeremiah can actually do. They haven't had the chance yet to really see you go out and do what I think you can do, what I know you can do, and obviously why JTR brought you in. And this is really going to be it. You can ruin a dude's career that has been wrestling in West Virginia for, I don't know, the last 15 years or so. You can end CEO's career and just take him out of it.
How glorious it would be. And thank you, Donnie, for being here this evening. We needed some, let me just say, a little bit of non-biased commentary on this. Sorry, Haas, but it is what it is. So let me tell you something. Ever since I stepped into WDWA, that fire hall has brought me, I just had a bad feeling about it the whole time, I just haven't had the best luck. And this past Saturday, I had YYY Keys beat. Let me tell you, he was done. He was finished. He was gone. And then all of a sudden, where's Sparky at? He must have heard a fire bell or something. I don't know what
Probably
he was thinking. Yeah. Yeah, you're a smart man. You're probably right. He don't miss a meal. He definitely don't miss a meal. So why would he come stumbling out there and involve himself in Money and Power business? I don't understand that. And I had him beat, and I respect referees, but they're like squirrels, anything distraction. He knew what he was doing. He stuck his nose where it didn't belong. He touched me twice when he wasn't supposed to be involved in that. He was antagonizing Austin and AK on the outside. Hey, CEO was one part. I kicked him. I was replacing him, and he got kicked out of Money and Power for me. I haven't had a chance to really put him out the pasture. Now we got this other boy, Sparkly, that wants to come in here and stick his nose in Money and Power business. It's going to be a special 2-for-1 retirement party come the 21st. And me and JTR, it's going to be light work. And, it's just going to be a wonderful occasion to finally rid that fire hall of that cesspool. President, I don't even know if you check his credentials anytime soon or whatever. Fire Marshal Bill more than I trust that folks. Away. He's probably on his third day. I already know the only fire equipment is a recliner for those boys right there. So it's going to be lovely the 21st.
You talk about you replaced CEO when you came into Money and Power, and you talk about Money and Power and how strong you guys are. And I have it on very good authority that JTR is actually looking to add to Money and Power. And I've got just a little I got a little clip here that somebody sent that shows him trying to add somebody. So let me play this real quick and then get your thoughts on JTR trying to add more talent to Money and Power.
Yeah, definitely.
100%. Okay, hold on. I got an opportunity here. So, whoa, listen. I've been watching lately. You got a lot of steam behind you. I think we could use a little more power and money and power. What do you say? Wolf, are you listening? Did you hear me? Oh, we got headphones.
Not interested. Well,
You know what? I just want to say that whoever made the last half of that video, I believe the first half of it did possibly occur with Javari, but obviously, if you watch the end of the video, it's AI. That is not Justin's leg. That was not Justin running back in. You know, and shame on you for trying to get one over on the people. And I don't know if it was Gavin who did it or whatever, but I do not believe that happened. That is fake news. Move on. I can't believe we showed a bogus clip like that. Obviously AI. Obviously.
it's just I'm thank you, Donnie. There's a reason why I'm glad I'm on this program with you this evening. This is a special occasion. You know, it was clearly just gotcha commentary, it got your video. Somebody planted that. And let me go back to your point, Haas, about JTR wanting to expand Money and Power's ranks. Why wouldn't he? This is a global brand, baby. It's a lot. It's enough to go around. Everybody can eat. And that fool was too stupid to take the offer. Why wouldn't you do it? That's money right in your hand immediately, you know. And all of a sudden, you wanna start villainizing JTR like he did something to that boy. He gave him a way out. He gave him a way up, and he denied that. Whoever did that, it was AI. It was AI. But let's just say somebody happened to kick that boy when he was working out or doing whatever he was doing. He probably deserved it. He probably did. That's all it comes down to.
Well, it's definitely going to be interesting to see if there's any repercussions out of that, you know. But
I don't think so. It didn't happen. Why would there be repercussions?
Yeah.
He might have turned down all. The whole thing could have been fake for all I know. I just definitely know the back half was. That's why I figured it out. Watch it back. Watch it in slow motion. Didn't happen.
The only thing that might happen is that he might wise up one day and maybe he'll accept the offer if JTR is graciously enough, you know, to actually listen to him after that disrespect. You get in JTR's face like that when he gives you that gracious offer, he deserves what he has coming to him. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one as well.
so, you know, back to this past Saturday night, though. You mentioned that, you know, Steve was out there trying to go after AK Bain and go after Austin, you know, and
He wasn't trying to. He did.
He did.
Physically got in their way. He bumped him. He pushed him. He put Waike's foot on the ropes at least 3-4 times. That's gonna be on.
Oh,
you want to see that
many times.
Yeah, every time. Just like Jerry said, Jerry had this match won over and over and over again. And I know Waike's going to pop up at any time, and that's fine. I'll tell him to his face, like, you were beat. Jeremiah had you beat so many times, and Steve came in and saved you.
So at the end, you know, we saw you ask Steve to get in the ring, and we saw Steve get in the ring. And let's take a look at what happened when Steve actually entered the ring.
What did I miss? I didn't see me invite him into the ring. He hopped in there. He interjected himself again. I saw nothing about him hopping in that ring. Me inviting him in that ring, he hopped in there himself. And let me tell you something else. He's lucky I held back. You see, he charged at me. I saw rage in that man's eyes. That's what I saw. But I'm also a promoter. I'm also an entertainer. We didn't need to touch till the 21st. I don't know what he was thinking. But you know what? You mess with two bad men like AK and Austin, he got exactly what he deserved. And you know what? He did get on my bad side. I came in with it. I was just joking. I was just joking at that point. We were just all having fun. I might have hit him a little bit, but he would have been okay. You know what? I have a problem with big money coming out. Mm-hmm. No, they don't deserve money in that title. Big Ink coming out. And then I have a problem with Y Keys coming back out when he had no business in there, when he already got a cheap victory over me. Go to the back, pack your bags and leave. You should have been gone. None of his business at that point.
You know, speaking of interjecting, you know, I think
Lord.
I think Steve's ready to interject his opinion here again.
Oh my man. Oh
man. Am I on now?
Yeah, you're on. You're here.
Yeah, well, Haas, thanks you and Donnie for having me on. Also, I'd like to give a great shout out to CEO for wanting me to be his tag team partner. Because what little man Urkel there doesn't understand is me and JTR, this goes way back. You know, you can sit here and you can call me names. You can do whatever you want to this guy. But sooner or later, you're going to pay the price.
Ain't nobody paying no price, Steve. And let me tell you something. CEO made a big mistake by selecting you as his partner. And you made a big mistake by...
You're right. He did. He did make a big mistake. Because he might not get no ring time.
Oh, I like that. I like that fire. I like that fire out of you, Steve. Let me tell you something. You know, this past Saturday, I was just joking with you. I was trying to build towards something. We're promoting something. You crossed the line. You cost me my match.
You told me to cross the line. You drew the line. You said, come on.
Where was that?
JTR sent his boys out there.
Hey.
They want to look. All I got to say is it took all three of you all to take me down. And if that's the best JTR has to offer, I don't have much to worry about.
No, you don't cut me off. I'm cutting you off. Let me tell you right now. You didn't have no business in there. It wasn't 3-on-1. You got in those boys' faces, AK and Austin, and they got pissed off. Rightfully so, by the way, may I say that? And you had already rubbed me the wrong way. You know, I thought we were just going to tussle, have fun with these fans and everything. And you know what? You weren't here earlier, but ever since I stepped foot in that fire hall, I've had a bad feeling about that place. And let me tell you what. I know what the problem is. It's you. It's you, Steve. And we're going to get rid of that problem come the 21st. You better believe that. You better believe
I hope you try. I hope you try. You know how many people have tried me over the years? I hope you do try. I hope you be successful. I'm sorry to tell you, you won't be. See, I disrupt things. You don't even have a clue what you're stepping in the ring with. None of you all do.
Well, let me tell you.
Remember where I'm from. Remember where I'm from. You can talk about West Virginia. You can call us redneck hillbillies. Well, you can believe one thing. You got one of the big redneck hillbillies right now. I'm just more down to earth with it.
Let me tell you something. That's nothing but projection. I didn't say that. I'm a man of the people. But redneck hillbillies, Backwood, Berkeley, Bamas, whatever you want me to call y'all, I will. Let me tell you something right now, though. We're gonna put you out to pasture. You know what?
What makes you think you're going to put me out the pasture?
It's about
What
time.
makes you think you so bad?
Don't you want to? Don't you want to? You know, don't you want some extra time with your family? And let me tell you something. Another reason why we need to put you out to pasture is because you disrespected my boss, JTR, by accepting that.
Your boss disrespected me a long time ago.
No,
you know, it's like everything else. Y'all want the money? You're going to have to earn the money. See, y'all fall for him. Oh, come on, JTR. Give me a little bit of that money. Come on, JTR. Give me a little bit of that money, because he flashed a couple little bills in front of me. He just like regular old dope dealer on the street to me. Oh, here, smell this. Here, come on, guys. Y'all do what I tell you to do. That's what y'all going to do. Well, I'm going to tell you what. Y'all mess with the wrong dude. Y'all can take that money, because I'm going to tell you what. All you little goons, I'm not afraid of. None of you. I've already made that plain. And people that know me will tell you that I am not afraid. I'm a brawler. This is where I come from. Right?
Get me worked up. Let me tell you something now. I respect
your A game you bring your A game February 21st. You better bring your A. Let me ask you something. You ever fought an animal?
What's that have to do with it? Is that you?
Because you getting ready to fight one.
Yourself? Oh man, what are you? A puppy? A kitten?
You can call it whatever you want. You can call it whatever you want, but you will find out.
I'm hoping
you will find out.
Let me tell you something. You just slandered my boss just now, calling him a dope peddler. Basically, he is nothing but gracious and has been nothing but since the moment he's walked through those doors. You know what? I have it on good authority that after I had someone say only one person has to retire, technically, but you're both gonna be gone. And I know for a fact my gracious boss JTR is willing to donate to a fund to give you 2 walkers. We're gonna bring them right down to the ring for you. You're gonna need them afterwards. He's one of the most benevolent, magnificent men I've ever seen, I've ever been around. You are lucky that he is having some grace on you, but I'm not going to have the same, Steve. I'm not going to have you polluting these people's minds no more. And I'm not going to have you stepping in my way and getting in my matches. I had that match won.
You know,
I can see why JTR likes you, because you cheat just about as much as he do, but of course, you know, hey, money talks, bullshit walks. I get that. You know, he flashed a little money in front of you. You took it. You ate it up. But I'm going to tell you what. You bring that rocker to the ring, and I'm going to shove it straight up your ass.
Let me tell you right now.
Oh, tell me.
Don't you raise your voice. Don't you start.
Hey, you know what I call people like you? I've worked in a jail for over 25 years. And you know what I call people like you?
What's that? Door
warriors. Except you're a podcast warrior, because I saw your face when I stepped in that ring. You backed up in that corner. You were scared. You was hoping they would come in and save you, which you knew they weren't. But I'm going to tell you what. You bring the walker, I'm going to shove it straight up your ass, that it'll take 13 doctors to pull that son of a bitch out.
Oh. Well, I guess it'll be good that I'm in a fire hall. There'll be plenty of first responders there. And speaking of which, I want everybody. Hey, I want everybody to show up. I want to see first responders. I want to see the police chief. I want to see the mayor. I want the governor there. I want senators. Invite them all. They're going to bear witness to a beatdown of epic proportions, a special 2-for-1 retirement party.
Well, if it was a beatdown like y'all gave me on Saturday night, I really don't have a whole lot to worry about.
Oh, we weren't done with you. You got
I
real.
don't know. I don't think Big Money Inc.'s going to be there to help you out on this one.
I don't need no help. They came in to save you because they knew what I was getting ready to do to you. Because I looked you right in your face when you drew back that chair, and I said, "Is this the best you got to offer?" Because if you'd have hit me with that chair, God Himself wouldn't have saved you.
Let me tell you something, Steve. I know what you said. We know what you said. You said, "Please, please, Lord, help me." That's what I heard. You said, "Please, Jeremiah, don't get me too bad." That's what I heard. And that's what you said. Don't you try to get on this podcast and start lying now. I don't take kindly to false accusations and false stuff like that now.
Well, I tell you, I don't have to lie. It's all real. I don't have to lie.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna get real on the 21st.
You can't walk in the state of West Virginia, down the state, down the people that live in the south end of the county, down my fire department, one that I've been a member of for 34 years, and think you're going to walk out of there? That's not going to happen.
Oh yeah,
it's not going to happen.
Oh, you done messed up now. You done messed up now.
What? JTR? Woo!
Woo!
You know, he's half your problem.
We'll walk
into surprise!
Who gives a rat's ass where he's at?
I'm right here now, big boy.
He must have paid somebody to bring him on because I don't know how he got here.
Listen, just like Steve said, the only decent thing he said out of his mouth all night: money talks and bullshit walks. And when you got money like I got, you can get anything, anywhere, anytime you want. And what I got is an opportunity to shut Sparky up over there. That's what I got.
Well, bring your A game. Bring your A game there, Garden Gnome, because that's what you look like.
Yeah, look, you can say all the dumb shit.
I got Urkel and the Garden Gnome.
Okay. All right, listen. Hey,
very
Sparky,
original.
Here's the deal. You can get on here and run your trap about how you're a brawler and you've done this and you've done that. But what you've never done is you've never stepped foot inside the squared circle. That's what you've never done. And this is absolutely,
I don't care
because
if
this ain't a bar.
Out of a square
Listen,
circle.
shut up for a minute. I'm tired of listening to you. That's why I had to cut this off. I'm telling you right now. Look, here's the deal. This ain't a bar fight. This ain't playing patty cake down at the firehouse, cleaning up the fire truck, playing grab ass. This is professional wrestling, okay? And you have came into this and you think it's some kind of joke and you want to insult what we do. Well, guess what? February 21st, it's on. And just like my main man, hey, listen, you know why? Because just like JJ said, we're all about.
Come on down there. You know where I'm at.
We're all about the money.
You know where I'm at.
Because we're promoters. Just like JJ said, we're all about that money, all about them dollars. And I'm going to pack that place with as many people as I can find to come watch the great Steve Sowers and the bum CEO get exactly what they deserved in the middle of that ring. You're going to get squashed right in the middle of that ring. CEO should have hung it up a long time ago. You should have never even thought about stepping foot in between the ropes. And we're gonna show the disgusting, dirty town of Inwood, West Virginia, exactly how it's done when we put you two out of your miseries. You were talking about animals earlier. Well, let me tell you about a story about an animal. His name was Old Yeller.
We're going to hear a story. We got to hear
Old Yeller. And he was an old, tired-ass dog. And they took him out back behind the shed, and they did him in. And that's what's going to happen February 21st.
I'm glad
Two old dogs. 2 old dogs.
2 for the price of one,
That's right. Hey, you know it, JJ. Listen, he's already spelled it out for you. We're going to have everybody in attendance. Look, get the police department, the mayor. I'm going to use my connections. As a matter of fact, I'm going to get the governor of West Virginia down there, because when I beat you square in the middle of the ring alongside my main man, JJ, right there, 1, 2, 3, I want that fire hall named after me. That's what I want.
Idea.
Yeah,
my goodness.
that's what I want. And it'll have a big, beautiful sign with the letters, the only 3 letters in this entire damn world that matter, and that's JTR.
There's one good thing about you, JTR. There's only one good thing about you. You know how to talk a lot of shit out of that mouth. That's all I can tell you.
And you'll see how it gets backed up too. You'll see how it gets backed up.
Yeah.
Listen.
Well, it seems like to me, every time we've gone face to face and you've had your opportunity to take it, you run.
You know,
Just like
it ain't about running.
like
It was about protecting.
You are.
Yeah.
You run.
Listen, I was afraid. You're right. I was afraid. I was afraid what would happen to you if in the presence of a man like A.K. Bain, the Helm, JJ, Austin Kingsley, that if you put your hands on me, I was afraid what would happen to you. I was looking out for you, for public safety. I was being a public safety official.
You see how gracious he is? You should be thanking him. He could have put
That's
you
right.
down a long time ago.
Anytime I wanted. Anytime I wanted.
Well, you're going to have your opportunity. But yeah, you might want to bring all them with you.
Listen, the rules are the rules.
You might need
As
that
a-
backup.
As a
You might
man
need
of my
that
word.
backup. You might need that backup.
As a man
I
of
mean,
my word,
Donnie will
I
defend
put
you.
my career.
Donnie will defend you.
Donnie knows a good man when he sees one.
Yeah, I mean, how much did you pay him? Give him $50?
Look, Donnie knows what a good man is. That's it. That's all. I don't
He
pay
actually
Donnie.
has some sense.
I don't pay him $1. I don't pay him $1. He just knows excellence. He knows class, and he knows winners when he sees them.
Well, you know, CEO left you.
No. CEO
No.
fired. Fired.
You can call it whatever you want to call it. But he was on his way out the door from you anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, you call it whatever you want to call it. He was already had his mind made up to be out the door with you anyway. He just was trying to give you another chance to make things right. That's all.
History.
We made it
was
right.
A loser. He was gone. He got replaced by me. Much
That's right.
better.
We made it
Upgraded
right.
model.
Yeah, I mean, he got replaced.
Upgrade.
You downgraded right there. Would you? I mean, look,
Downgrade to
Urkel
what?
hasn't really been on TV in a long period of time, so he needed the money. I get that. Urkel needed that money.
Who the hell's Urkel? Y'all keep saying this dumb Urkel shit. Who is Urkel?
You want to know
Just
What's
like
an
the
Urkel?
Garden Gnomes.
I'll
I mean-
use John's line about CEO. He wins 1% of his matches.
That's it, Donnie. That's a great. That's the man of
Money and
statistics.
Power, and Money and Power, where the deck is stacked in excellent sense, he won 0% of his matches. He
Zero.
actually went down 1%,
Hey,
joining the most dominant faction in WDWA.
what a moron! Just a complete idiot. Complete buffoon. Complete.
So,
Y'all funny. Y'all make me laugh. You really do.
That's
You
what
make
we're
me
here
laugh.
for. We're entertainers, and we're gonna beat you
Entertainers.
down.
Mhm.
Beat you down.
And look damn good doing it.
Well, you're going to have your opportunity.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to
I
have
know.
your opportunity.
So just trying to get a little bit of control back here. Jerry, before we let you go, any last things you'd like to say before you head on out?
Well, if I have to, but let me tell you something right now, Sparky. Look at me. Look at me. I'm talking directly to you right now. We're going to turn that spark plug right out and toss you down. Like I said, boss is actually graceful. He's very gracious, and he's going to give you a walker. We're going to make sure that they're nice and shined up and ready for you. It ain't going nowhere besides in your hands. You're going to need that. That fire hall is going to be renamed. CEO is gone. These folks are going to start having some respect for me, for money and power, and for my boss, JTR.
That's right.
21st, hey, everybody, come wide, come far. West Virginia, South Carolina, Maryland, DC, come wide, come far. You're going to witness a beating of epic proportions.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you right now, all those years in that fire hall ain't going to do nothing when you get in that ring. All those years of experience don't cost nothing. They don't do nothing when you get in there. We're going to wring your neck. You're done for.
Tough
All
word
right.
from such a small guy.
Not small at all.
All right, Jerry, thank you for joining us. It was a pleasure to have you on, and we look forward to seeing this going down on the 21st of February. So
I appreciate you. Thank you for having me.
JJ, man, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Look, man, we'll talk later. You know what it is.
Absolutely. You know where I am, boss.
That's right.
Anytime.
Yes, sir.
So,
See you later,
right.
loser.
Whatever.
So
it is what it is, homeboy.
So JTR, while we have you here, you know, I saw where you were agreeing with Donnie earlier, but what do you have to say about that video that we saw earlier?
It's got to be a deep fake. I mean, the sheer fact that people can create false images of other people and put it out there to hurt their character like this is disgusting. I mean, what kind of individual would make a video like that?
You know, it was just sent to me and said, "Hey, make sure this is on."
Who sent it? Whose motive? What kind of motive do they have? What are they trying to accomplish?
So, you know, I can't answer that other than.
What if I did? What if I did do that? Big deal. Let's say hypothetically that I came up to Javari Wolf and I said, "Hey, you want to be in Money and Power?" And he said no. I said, "Okay." And I walked away. And then somebody, I don't know who it was, came back and it looked like they kicked him pretty good to me. They kicked him pretty good. Right in the kidney.
Well, I do know Javari Wolf is not somebody you want to piss off. So,
no. Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
look.
I think if that would have been JTR, and you know, Javari sort of goes after him, but I don't think JTR, knowing JTR, he's not going to be running away from it.
No, I'm not running from that guy. I'm not running from anybody.
That's why I'm like,
oh yeah,
especially this idiot right here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I've seen you run already.
I'll run away from your face because you're so ugly. Look at you.
Oh, have you looked in the mirror lately?
Yeah,
look at you.
Damn.
Look at you,
Buddy,
your garden nose.
I've never met a mirror I don't love.
You watch flowers grow.
Yeah, I doubt it. I sit down and I sit right here in front of
laptops, you even sit the pee.
Desks. I sit everywhere and I watch numbers rise. Not flowers, numbers is in money, stocks. My investments grow straight to the ceiling. And Money and Power is one of my biggest investments. And that is also growing straight to the top. We've already been to the top and we're headed back.
I mean, it's okay if you want to live in fantasy land. I mean, that's awesome. Most people like to live, you know, in fantasy land, but my God, you might as well start an amusement park.
Yeah. I could buy one if I want.
There you go.
Well, yeah, at least you would be at home with all the rest of the garden gnomes and the sleep in the seven dwarfs.
Here's what you got to have the absolute worst jokes I've ever heard in my life. You're a horrible firefighter from what I hear. The last thing you put out was a cigarette butt, as far as I heard. That's just facts. Sources. I got sources. Donnie knows I got credible sources.
Absolutely.
First and foremost. Okay.
Well, apparently
Listen.
they're not that great because they would have told you it'd have been easier for you to circumcise a tagger in a phone booth than it would have been to fuck with me.
First of all, I don't know what a tagger is, but and phone booths haven't been relevant since 1983. Okay.
So,
again, right, Donnie, exactly. The thing is I don't know about taggers and I don't know about phone booths, but you're starting to sound like a dumbass like Joe Biden up here spitting out shit he used to say. It's really making me think like you guys must be related, or at least really good friends, because he did a lot of really stupid shit. And that's what you're doing right now. And the stupidest thing that you're going to do is going to be February 21st when you stick your head and your legs and your body between that second rope and step your feet into the ring. Because you, again, listen, very confident. There's a few things you don't know. And let me tell you, the first thing before I get to those things is you are not a professional wrestler, pal. You are not. This is not, again, this is not a boxing match. This isn't a bar brawl. This ain't the Fire Olympics or whatever it is. I don't know what to tell you. It's professional wrestling. And you're going to find out firsthand what that means on February 21st.
Okay.
And I know. I'm sure you've seen me in a few matches. You've seen me in a few matches. But another thing you don't know. I
haven't seen much, but I got a good laugh out of them.
Yeah. Look, as a matter of fact, I beat a former WDW. I hold a victory right in the middle of the ring, 1-on-1 against a former WDWA champion.
Who? Mickey Mouse?
Doesn't matter. The person was a champion, the top of the division. That's what I'm going to say. I pinned that person 1, 2, 3. That's all that matters.
All right.
But number two, I've been training.
It's great to live in fantasy world.
There's no fantasies here, pal. This is all real, all day, every day. And February 21st, it's going to get even more real. The first time that me or Jerry get a hold of you in there and you feel, oh man, this is what it feels like to be in a professional wrestling ring. This isn't a joke. I thought it was a joke, but it's not a joke. I tried to make a mockery of these guys' business. And man, I'm in here now, I'm getting my ass kicked. Because that's what's going to happen, Steve. That's what's going to happen. So it's a good thing that we're at the future JTR Memorial Fire Hall and that there's first responders on site. It's not funny. It's going to happen.
That's fucking hilarious.
It's going to happen.
Okay. Like I said, it's great to live in fantasy land.
And I'm glad that there will be first responders on hand because you're going to need them. You're going to need them.
What? To help you out of the ring?
Listen, that absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I mean, we'll have an ambulance standing by for you.
Yeah. Not for me, buddy. Not for me.
I mean, it doesn't matter if it's in a ring, on the street. It doesn't matter where you want to take me.
Yeah. No, look,
just
as I told you,
bring a lunch. Bring your A game.
Look, we don't bring food in the ring in professional wrestling, dumbass. When have you ever seen that?
You're going to need it.
No, I don't need any food. I'll be perfectly fine without having to eat every 5 minutes.
Missed a meal in a while.
Well, here's what I'll tell you: is that since I agreed to put two old tired ass losers out of their misery a couple weeks ago, I have been training day and night. I'm going to be in the best shape of my life. I got
Look,
some of
this
the
is not
finest
training.
trainers.
This is not training.
That, no.
Okay? This is
No.
not training. Putting a fork
Neither
to your
is,
mouth, not
neither is
training.
this.
Okay?
Yeah.
Oh, see, look at you. Look at you.
Yeah.
So I was right this past Saturday night then, because I told Donnie, I said we don't see JTR here, so that he must be at home. He's hired the best trainers that money can buy
You know it.
to prepare for this match.
You know it.
So that
You know it.
I
Pizza
was
Hut,
right, Donnie.
McDonald's, Wendy's. Yeah, they the best you can buy.
Mm.
I mean, he might have got lucky and just went down and got a steak from Texas Roadhouse too. You know,
Listen, I don't eat at trash holes like that, first and foremost, okay? If I eat a piece of beef, it's from my ranch. I have it flown in and prepared by the finest chefs that I can find in this area. I think I'd eat trash from Texas Roadhouse. Freaking moron.
might be a moron, but I don't live in fantasy world.
I don't either. I don't
The
either.
hell you don't.
This is
Have
the
you
real
heard
world.
the words that come out of your mouth.
Yeah. Anything
I mean,
I
for
say,
real. Have
anything
you
I
heard
say,
it?
I do. I accomplish it. I accomplish it. My walls are filled. Look, my walls are filled with awards, trophies, recognitions. I mean, all around me. Look at it. Cities thanking me for my donations. I mean, a man of my stature does not live in fantasy land, buddy. I can tell you that. This is all the real deal. It's not pretend. Not pretend.
I mean, what'd you do? Buy them?
Did I
Buy
buy
them and
them?
put them on your wall?
Did I buy them? Here.
I don't see you in not one of those pictures.
No, that's because they're all pictures of my friends. They're all pictures of my friends.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
I got a
that's
lot
good.
of friends in high places.
Mm.
As a matter of
Yeah.
fact, I'll eat this box of Hershey Kisses here that came off. Was that Air Force One? Yeah. Yeah. You know where you can get those? Air Force
Well, yeah,
One.
you
That's
can
about
get them
it.
from a lot of stores. I mean,
No. These right here.
they
come
sell them as
off of-
souvenirs.
No. Air Force One
I mean,
exclusively.
I bet
pal.
you even have a freaking Christmas ball for your tree that says the White House.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all I'm
Letters.
saying.
Letters from plenty of presidents. Yeah, you're right. They do send me ornaments.
Yeah, I bet you and Joe Biden was really tight.
No,
You probably
that's your
played with
boy.
his leg.
That was your boy.
Oh,
You're over here
JTR rubbed my leg.
spitting out similar nonsense.
All right, JTR. Before we get on with the show, is there anything else you'd like to say before we let you go?
Listen, Steve, I'm going to be very serious for a second. Okay. I hope that you take the next 2 weeks. It's not fucking funny. I'm being very serious looking out for you. Okay? Very serious. I hope you take the next 2 weeks and I hope you plan the rest of your life accordingly. And I hope you also sit down and really think about the decision you're about to make, because you have an option. You have an option to just say, hey, I made a mistake and walk away. And listen, I'll let it go. I understand. Things happen. People chicken out. They get scared. They fuck around and then they don't want to find out. It's okay. If you want to go that route, it's okay. And if you want to go the other route, go ahead and get your affairs in order. Get everything ready. Jerry told you, I'll bring the walker. I'll even shine the chrome up real nice for you because I know firemen like shiny things, okay? So it'll be a nice walker. I'll even get a wheelchair
nice
just in
looking
case.
Shoved up your ass.
Yeah, and I'll have everything ready for you, okay? Those two implements, because you're going to need them for the rest of your life if you decide to step in that ring, okay? Professional wrestling
Dude, it doesn't matter
it's
if I'm
not
in
a
the
joke.
ring, outside the ring, in
not
the
a joke.
back. It doesn't matter where I'm at. You want to go
You can
with
use
me?
that wheelchair. You're right.
We can go. We can go any time of the day, any day of the week. I'll call you out right now. You, JTR. Don't rely on your goons. You face me face to face so that I
see
can
what happens on
destroy
the 21st.
you in front of everyone.
We'll see what happens.
I will destroy you.
We'll see what happens on the 21st.
You know, I don't live in fantasy land.
Wow.
Well, okay. He popped out just as quick as he popped in. Donnie, you got to let me know before you bring people on the show when you're here. Come on, man.
Right? I mean, I didn't think he would take the invite, but geez, that made our job so much easier. Just these guys going at it. And I don't know. We were.
I mean, you're in their back pocket, Donnie.
I mean, you mentioned animals earlier, and they brought up the movie Old Yeller, taking Old Yeller behind the shed and shooting him in the head and everything.
Well, you ain't gonna take me behind the shed and shoot me.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying the animal I'm seeing you at right now is I haven't even seen the movie. I just know it exists. It would probably be Cocaine Bear, because you seem to have a lot of issues with JTR. You got a lot of rage built up, my man.
So, Steve, obviously you've been training, you've been getting ready for this matchup, and so best of luck to you on the 21st, you and CEO, because I'm sure that you are ready just to kill this thing. But what?
I mean, they worried about me. They worried about me. Both of them. Oh, they going to do this. Oh, they going to do that. The one they really need to worry about is CEO. Oh, well, you ain't never did this before. You ain't never done that before. That's all you heard them say. What they didn't do, they didn't say nothing about CEO. That's the one they got to worry about. That's the guy they got to worry about that's coming out of that corner. See, I'll do my job. I will help him and I will have his back. That's all I got to do. All I got to do is have his back. He'll control them too. But if they want to get into it, it doesn't matter. I'm right there. Because I'm telling you, they're going to have a hard time with that big dude. CEO's a big man.
He is. I've known CEO for a very long time. He's
a big man.
But you're
and I don't think he's going to play around with JTR this time either.
I think you're right. Knowing him for as long as I have, I definitely think you're right. But I gotta say, you're the wild card in all of this. You know what to expect to a point with CEO. There are different forms of the CEO you can get according to how mad he is and all kinds of other variables. But nobody knows what you can do or what you have done or what you've seen.
All you gotta do is walk in the south end of the county and ask.
So, Steve, we definitely appreciate you coming on, and just like I say, to you and CEO, we wish you the best of luck, or at least I do. I don't know about Donnie, how he is. I'm sure he's wishing the best of luck to Money and Power, and I don't know why he wouldn't want you to win, because if you don't win and they keep saying they're going to retire you, and well, then where would we hold our match?
I just hope they picked out their caskets. That's the only thing I can tell them. I hope they picked out their caskets.
It's gonna be a hell of a fight. I think if you're not excited about what these guys have in store for each other and the level of just sheer disgust that we're going to see and just the horrible things that we're going to see these guys do to each other in the ring on the 21st. And I don't think you have a pulse. We'll send Steve to your house after the match to check and make sure you're still alive or something. Maybe he can send his people out, but this is way more volatile than I even thought it was going to be. And it was great to have you on the show. It was great to have everybody on the show. And this just shows, this is some serious business going down. If you haven't got your tickets, you need to reserve those tickets right now.
Oh yeah, they definitely need to reserve the tickets because it's going to be a good show.
So, all right. Well, Steve, thank you for being here, and
thank y'all for having me. Thank y'all for having me. Even though Donnie, has to take his money from CEO and side with him.
You mean take his money from
JTR?
JTR.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
JTR. I meant JTR.
Well, they are tight. Donnie was at the Diddy party back at the New Year's and just got back to WDWA from recovering from the Diddy party. So, it is what it is. But thank you for being here, Steve. We appreciate it. And we will see you Saturday night, or next Saturday night, not this Saturday, but next Saturday.
All right. Thanks for having me.
All right.
Good Lord, John. Ooh, I'm just sitting here looking at your face on the other side of the screen, and I'm like, I'm not jumping in this. Let him keep going. Let them keep going. And if that's what we got tonight on Elevation, can you imagine what we're going to get in 2 weeks?
I tell you, and that's just one match that's on the card, it's crazy because there are a few other matches that have been announced and a few other things that have been announced, I believe, and we've seen it announced that we're going to see Tommy Vex versus Sean Cannon in a Holy Grail qualifying match. Holy Grail's coming up, and so those qualifiers are going to start, and it looks like we're going to get a hard-hitting qualifier right off the bat between those two.
And this, remember something. This is not random right here. Tommy Vex and Sean Cannon, this is not a random match. This is payback for Sean Cannon because Tommy Vex cost Sean Cannon. If you want to go back and you watch this on Frontline, that 4-way match, Sean Cannon had that match won, and Tommy Vex came out and interrupted things and cost Sean Cannon the match. And at the end of it, that's why John and I were saying February needed to be all the big kisses that happened in WDWA over the year. They missed that one, maybe next year. But John Carlson kissed Tommy Vex to thank him after that. I don't know why that's a thing. Thank you. I mean, Tommy.
Yeah, and I tell you, it's something. And then, we're going to see Lady Glory in action once again, this time against Sis Sasaki, and I'm not sure who Lady Glory has pissed off because
everybody.
You look at the opponents that she's been up against, and she must have pissed somebody off that makes decisions because she is constantly being put up against people that just I wouldn't want to step in the ring with if I was her, but
no, absolutely not. You're completely right.
This time she's going against Sis Sasaki, and so that's going to be another hard hitting match.
Yeah, and you're right. She has pissed pretty much everybody off. I'm sure if we pull the chat, I don't think there's anybody in the chat that would say that they're not pissed off at Lady Glory for something. But
yeah.
So far, she's been able to take it in stride. I mean, she's shown what she's made of. We keep throwing people at her, and she keeps going through them. Eventually, we're going to realize maybe Lady Glory is as good as she thinks she is. Because right now, I don't know that anybody else thinks that she's as good as she thinks she is, and she's just out there proving it. And I had no idea. I did not think she was going to be able to get in there with our tag champs and Liberty L and do anything but maybe cause a minor distraction and run away. And I was completely proven wrong. But she has Sis Sasaki, and you don't have any clue what Sis Sasaki is going to do at any given moment. Yeah, we don't necessarily know what Glory's going to do right now, but Sis and the way Sis can get in your head and the way she really controls that crowd, she's got her work cut out for Sis Sasaki. Sis Sasaki also extremely limber, so I'm not sure how this is going to go. I don't know how you're going to bet against Sasaki, but and it depends too. Is Jason Curtis going to be there for Sasaki? Even though he doesn't officially work for Sasaki.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I mean, we've seen what's going on between those two on Frontline. She pushed him into that room, and she laid a lip lock on him that during the women's show, and so yeah, it's hard to tell. But something else that got announced on the page, and we still don't have a lot of information on, but we're going to see Calypto, the Muay Thai monster. She's been all around the Northeast, wrestling all around the place. And, she has a hard striking style about her and her wrestling. And she's been pursuing so many championships. And she just look forwards to seeing her there. I'm not exactly sure if she's in a match or what
I don't know.
she's showing up for, because it hasn't been said. But she was trained by Logan Black and everything, and so it's definitely going to be interesting to see her show up.
Yeah, and I don't know who she's or like you said, if she's facing anybody. Hopefully we'll get to see her in action that night. I don't know who they're going to put in there, what lamb they're going to lead to the slaughter, but we'll see. And definitely, you're not familiar with Muay Thai, go back, there's tons of stuff on Muay Thai. I'm just thinking of the movie Bloodsport, the old Jean-Claude Van Damme movie. She's going to come out and cripple somebody first thing. We'll see. I hope she's in action that night. I hope they find somebody that's willing to get in the ring with her.
Yeah, definitely. Just if you're not familiar with her, just try Googling her, or go on YouTube and put her name, and you'll find some stuff on her. I know there's a 5-minute shootout on there that you can watch with her, and there's several other matches there that you can find with her. So, definitely worth checking out, and just if you don't know who she is already, but she's definitely going to be one tough cookie, and I don't know, like you say, I don't know who they're putting up against her, because I definitely wouldn't want to be them.
No, me either.
But, as I say, that's going to be February 21st, South Berkeley Fire Hall. You definitely want to be there. You don't want to miss that show. And it's going to be a hard-hitting show, as we've already talked about. You're going to see this tag team match, CEO and Steve Sowers versus Jerry Jeremiah and JTR of Money and Power. And just, I don't know. After what we've seen, what is left to say?
There's nothing we can say. Is like, go back, watch the show, watch their interaction. Nothing we can say is going to make it any hotter. We're not going to put any additional gasoline on this fire. It's already burning hot enough. And there's a firefighter there that may or may not be able to put it out. We have no idea yet. So he says he can. He says he can do it. And then, JTR and JJ bring up a point that he's never been in a wrestling ring before. So, that could be worth the price of admission alone. And to throw that the other match we already know, we've got Sasaki against Lady Glory, and the Muay Thai monster coming in. We don't even know if she's fighting anyone. Maybe we can get Sheila to get in the ring with her. I don't know if nobody else will.
So who knows? But definitely, don't miss it, and check out Frontline. Check out Wrestle Talk podcast on the opposite Tuesdays of Elevation. Elevation will be back in 2 weeks, and hopefully, I always enjoy hosting with you, Donnie. But
Right. Yeah, it's great.
I also love doing it with Gavin. So I mean, hopefully he'll be here. If not, then I'm sure you'll probably be back.
Yeah.
Either way, we will be here. You don't want to miss it because obviously it's hard to tell what happens. But,
Sure.
but definitely, Donnie, thank you for being here. Thank you guys for watching, and just be there the 21st at South Berkeley Fire Hall. Have a good night.